Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a 2025 limited edition of 28 pieces launched by Hautlence of Schaffhausen, Switzerland. You're looking at the Helix Series 1. Hautlence is the in-house sister brand to H. Moser & C. in the same sense that Gerard Perregaux and Ulysse Nardin are in-house sister brands under one ownership. They do have separate management, though, and separate product lines, and they set themselves apart with distinctive design and engineering. So Hautlence is the wackier, more avant-garde sister to the more traditional Moser. The watch you see in my hand, again, grade 5 titanium and a 28-piece limited series. It's only 44.9 millimeters as I measure it from side to side. And then it's 37.1 millimeters from lug to lug and 16.6 millimeters from top to bottom. When I throw it on my wrist, the fact that it's almost entirely sapphire and titanium means it is very light. And you can see being only 37 millimeters across the wrist, I guess 37.1 if we want to be precise. This can wear on the tiniest of wrists. Even women will find that the edge of this case come nowhere near the edge. It's long down the wrist, but it is short across the wrist. And because so much of its thickness is actually that enormous vaulted sapphire, yeah, it actually will fit underneath some dress cuffs. The strap is a combination, as you can see, of a calfskin on the bottom, and then textile and stitching on the top. There is a quick release system built in, so although you're locked into a proprietary strap, they do have many options available, including full water resistant straps, so you can take advantage of the 100-meter water resistance. And it's a user-friendly system that works just like a car seatbelt buckle. You can see that it integrates into the case. I would say the only issue for fit, and this is a small one, is that there is a bit of stiffness. You can't pull this straight down because there's no pivot, there's no spring bar. We've got a clasp that is Hautlence branded. We've seen this design before on, among others, HYT, but it's a smart one. Twin trigger release, so you need to press both for it to open. It's quite secure. See, we have satin, we have beveling externally, and then we have the Hautlence logo. Now, of course, Hautlence, a anagram for Neuchâtel, originally founded in Neuchâtel, these days based out of Schaffhausen as Moser's sister brand, but we keep the name because it's a good one. You can see that there's a little push-button slider built in that allows you to fine-tune the fit, so you can see how there are a couple little detents there. So if you do find yourself in between the perforation sizes that are already on the strap, like let's say you're 1.5 instead of 1 full, or you're 1/2 instead of 1 full, or 1.5 instead of 2 full increments. You have this little push button slider. Then you can see we have little spring-loaded ball bearing pin snaps to maintain snappy tolerances as you operate the mechanism over time. A few details of the case. You can see that this has well-chosen polished bevels around the edge of the bezel, but also the case back. Keep in mind, there's some marks here. This is a demonstration model used by retailers as well as the press, so the one you get will be new and immaculate. You can see we've got a little bit of a sort of chiseled or media blast finish on the crown with the Hautlence logo, and then there's a little polymer shoulder, piece of rubber there. We have one of the most complex, multifaceted, and largest sapphires I've ever seen. You could see how many wrinkles there are in the camber as I move it and the distortion along the way. That this is a single piece is astonishing. That the watch to which it's affixed is somehow also 100 meters water resistant is even more impressive. Now on the dial side, we may as well just clarify how much, if any, lume is available. There is some luminescence, and you can read the time, but it's going to be a bit of a struggle. More on that in a moment. The helix in the watch's name, or the namesake, I should say, is actually this helical coil. Recalling John Arnold and the greats of historic marine chronometer construction, the helical hairspring with overcoils has an even more centered mass than an overcoil hairspring, so it is truly isochronous in any physical orientation with respect to gravity. Now, Moser makes its own balances, escapements, and hairsprings in-house through its precision engineering subsidiary, and they are really strutting their stuff here, flexing on an industry where even great manufacturers don't make their own hairsprings, much less the rest of the assortment. It's a 3 hertz beat rate. The 1-minute tourbillon at center is a flying tourbillon. You'll note despite its height, it has no upper bridge to block your view. Perhaps even more impressive, it's actually shock protected, as we've got shock protection on both sides of the enormous balance staff, a rare feature on tourbillon regulators even to this day. The way you tell the hours and minutes is via retrogrades. We've got a minute retrograde, we've got an hour retrograde, and Hautlence really made its name on non-round watches, retrogrades, and jump hours in its original incarnation from 2004 forward. And this watch retains a lot of that underlying heritage in terms of the mechanism and the aesthetics. Here's your hour right here. Here's your minutes, and then these retrogrades jump perfectly synchronized, just like that. It is a lot of fun to play with this. We've got a dial that includes a lot of fine finish. You can see the bevels are more than average. These are good-looking mirrored bevels. And it's a step up from, for example, conventional Moser finish, where the bevels are obviously machine cut. These are much more carefully detailed for a mirrored shine. We have little gold gilding in the jewel sinks to evoke vintage chaton settings. We have media blast on the base plate. We have brushed satin, and we have polish. All the screw heads are polished. You can see we've got scales featuring luminescent material that's global light lume. And you can see the material is three-dimensional. These are solid blocks of lume. The scales are cut into the dial along the side. Several different colors of rhodium, as well as polished steel to give a few different shades and surfaces. And then we turn it all over, and you can see this movement actually has a micro-rotor. So it's a micro-rotor automatic. It's one of 28. You can see the movement is properly sized and shaped for the case, and that we have an open barrel so we can actually see the coiling of the mainspring inside the barrel, which once you get used to it can actually work as a sort of informal power reserve. Taking a look at the movement itself in detail, you can see that it's a good-looking caliber. And if you zoom in on the ball bearing of the micro-rotor, you can see ceramic balls for maximizing efficiency and reducing lubrication requirements. The Helix is impressive, and all this pivots on 36 joules. And again, in spite of having 2 retrogrades and a tourbillon, this caliber D51 has a 65-hour power reserve, which I like immensely. I like weird time displays. I like micro-rotor automatics. I like watches that have lume and water resistance, quick release lugs, and easy ergonomics, and this is all of the above. So if you really love this watch and you want a retail example, just reach out to me, Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.